the most Sagittarius. I'm not gonna keep it on this because it's just too much for me. But that's what was going on before I started to do this reading for you. I'm a little bit, I kind of went out of order with the readings. Oh my gosh. Okay, look. Sorry, I just got a message from somebody. I don't even know why I just put this on, to be honest with you. I don't want it really on my cards that much, but it's okay. Let's get up in there, honey. Go ahead. Because I didn't want to I didn't want to have like dry hands, but I don't want my cards to be greased all up. You know how Nivea is. Is there a musical artist named Nivea? What does she sing? I don't know. If there's a specific Nivea song out there that y'all know about, maybe y'all need to listen to that, Nivea. But I'm pretty sure there's somebody out there named Nivea from like the 90s or something. That wasn't Don't Mess With My Man, was it? Was that what it was? Was Nivea Don't Mess With My Man? Oh, maybe I wanna break it to you. Got my girls with my man. Find your own and leave mine alone. Here's a little advice for you. Find your own man. Ooh. Girl, I wanted you. Right? And 112. Who is the guy from 112? I don't know. I just love that song. Don't mess with my girl. Don't you mess with my man. I'm gonna be the one. And you're only mine alone. Okay. You don't have to fight battles for anybody, you know, and they have their own responsibility to handle things themselves if they feel like something has gotten out of order, out of line, right? Give them some advice, meaning your partner, to let them know not to be flirting back. Ace of Rods, all right. Asserting the power, asserting the position, right? Showing your potential, you know? I think, therefore I am. Very that. The Ace of Rods is talking about taking action, a new beginning, making something happen, being inspired to make something happen, seeing the potential in something, very much so. You know, if you weren't ready, now you're ready. Wow, Wheel of Fortune, there you go, that's you. And we're also dealing with this Ace of Rods, and I was gonna say 10 of Rods, which is actually Sagittarius, Saturn and Sagittarius. And the 10th house is connected to like work, it's connected to finances, time that it takes to achieve something, very much achievements with the Wheel of Fortune. And the Ace of Rods is very much that as well. Being a trailblazer, okay, starting to see some potential growth in something that you have been actively involved in, you know what I mean? That type of thing. Wheel of Fortune wants you to stay centered, wants you to stay secure within yourself, you know? Be inspired, but don't be overzealous, you know what I mean? Don't spend too much, don't treat too many people because you're celebrating, you know, celebrate, but celebrate, you know, in a very, like, I don't know, responsible way. So be responsible, don't drink and drive, that type of thing. And, you know, if somebody else that you know is driving you, don't let them drink or don't let them drive, like that type of thing. But the Wheel of Fortune is a card of abundance, expansion, growth, excess, okay? But also overcoming maybe an extraordinary feat with this Ace of Rods being here as the beginning card at the bottom of the deck, right? The overall influence. Bam. Do what you can. Be who you are, right? And the Wheel of Fortune is saying you will get a lot out of being who you are. And, you know, that's connected to hopes and dreams and wishes too through the esoteric rulership that it has with Aquarius, right? There we go. We got a 2 being here, which is kind of very much like that 11th house energy. Okay, very much like that Aquarian type of energy. This is associated with Mercury. The feather is in the cap there, you know. This is the second stage of something. So we're seeing a progression here, the Ace of Rods. And the second stage, that is the challenge, or the 2 of Cups. So you're trying to get other people involved here, right? So you might even be trying to encourage friends to get involved, or you might just be trying to, I don't know, integrate yours with theirs, or theirs with yours. You know what I mean? It's very much the sum of all parts, or it's like all these 2 parts make a whole, or all these things come together to form a unit, or something like that. So you're thinking about working together with somebody because you see a great opportunity to put yourself out there and to get noticed in some kind of way with this Wheel of Fortune here. Okay, it talks about luck being on the horizon. It's also associated with, you know, realizing potential, which is great. And someone else sees your potential too with this two of Wands. It's also taking risks, right? With the Wheel of Fortune being there and the 2 of Wands being there and the Ace of Rods being there. Take a risk. It's saying that the risk is worth it. The risk is worth the reward. Child, y'all got me out here. I don't like this one. Okay, so let's look at the past. Okay, in the past, you were kind of like, you had given up on something, right? Sagittarius, you had given up on something. You just were not, you were discouraged to a degree, but it was like your emotions were getting in the way. It was like your ego getting in the way, you know? Very much that. You were afraid of something, you know, or maybe you just didn't feel like you would get the emotional support, or you didn't feel like you would be seen in the ways that would make you feel encouraged, or make you feel motivated, or make you feel like you were in the position that you wanted to be in with doing whatever it was that you wanted to see happen, you know, whatever it was, Sag. But the 4 of Cups is definitely associated with facing these emotions head on. You know what I mean? Let me show you the card. Facing the emotions head on. Very much connected to the solar plexus, which is like the moon having the sun shining on it, right? And that's why I say this here, because this is very much like moon in Cancer, right? When we think of the moon, I think of a full moon when I think of the moon in Cancer card. I don't know why, yeah. But it is illuminated, the moon, by the light of the sun, okay? So that is the solar plexus, that is the soul, right? That is, yeah, that's the energy, you know? So try to take this energy and not hold on to it. Don't reflect the energy of the thing that disappointed you, or the thing that made you sad, you know what I mean? Reflect the energy of what is hopeful, okay? Because you can't go back and change something, right? Or you can't go back and make something not the way that it was, or whatever. You're gonna you're gonna always feel the way you felt about that particular incident, that particular historic reference point, or like that, you know, place and time, or whatever, you know? So it's kind of like not getting it the way that you want it, but it's okay, because there is still something else to, you know, be gained out of that loss, you know? Because the 4s are all associated with the Death card. So it's talking about something that you feel like you may have lost. And then it's also connected to the 10 of Cups, which is Pisces. That's the end. You know, be hopeful, right? It wants you to be emotionally mature like the King of Cups would, you know? Try to take a step back from the situation and get some perspective so that you can gather, you know, yourself, you know, and get a good view of the situation and not just how you feel about it, because it's just the impulse, it's the impact, you know, it's the emotional, what am I trying to say? You know what I mean? It's the emotional impact that it has on you. Okay, word. So we have the Empress here, which is taking a step back from the 4, going into a 3, but it's actually going into a 3 in like a much bigger way. So remember how I was talking about seeing what was still left after that, you know, ending or whatever, that disappointment. There's still a lot to be hopeful for, you know? All is not lost. This is kind of like a cornucopia here with the Empress. There's the lotus there. I believe that's talking about fertility. You've got the pomegranate there, which is fruitfulness, okay? The wheat is here, right? All of that. Prosperity. And then you have the stream of water that is there as well, which is talking about cleansing, cycles, right? You know, and another chance, right? A chance to live. That's kind of like what it gives me. This is also pregnancy for some of you Sagittarians out there. You might be thinking about having children if you are in that, you know, that age range, and if you are in that place of wanting to adopt or anything like that. But this is also talking about, well, creative genius, God works in mysterious ways. With the Empress card being here, this is what it's talking about. And it also is associated with not feeling, you know, with believing in miracles in some kind of way. Or you're getting the proof that miracles do happen. Or you're getting the proof that, like, you know, I don't know, that, like, there are good people in the world. Or you're getting the proof that, like, there is love and there is beauty, right? But you had kind of like, you lost hope for this type of thing. But now you're being shown that, like, you even limit yourself when you lose hope, you know? You limit yourself when you lose hope. You are limiting yourself when you lose hope. And you're also limiting the power of God when you lose hope. Or whoever you believe in, or whatever you believe in. Wow. Okay, the pyrite hit the flow. Hit the flow. Hit the flow. But that's associated with the solar plexus as well. But the Empress is talking about your creative potential as well, you know. Taking the best parts of what make up the whole, or whatever, if that resonates with you. Queen of Pentacles, yeah, we're talking about manifesting something. You know, this is in the place of your insecurities. It's in the place of what you're keeping from someone. So you might not be, some of you might be keeping your finances to yourself, or keeping, you know, the financial plan to yourself, or like where the money's coming from to yourself. Or you might just be, you know, I don't know. Some of you could be financially insecure right now with the Queen of Pentacles being in the Moon position, but everything seems like it's going to be okay. The Wheel of Fortune is here. The Ace of Rods is here. The Two of Wands is here. The Four of Cups is in the past. The Empress is in the Sun position, so it's shining a light on your beauty. You know what I mean? Whatever it is that you do, things that you're going to do to feel good about yourself, with the Empress card being here in the Sun position, because it is talking about celebrating beauty. You have the two benefics here. You have the Wheel of Fortune and you have the Empress here, right? Which is Jupiter and Venus. So you're good, okay? So far, so good, right? And the Queen of Pentacles is here just reassuring you that everything is going to be okay. Things are going to manifest. Sometimes things also have to phase out to give way to something else that is, you know, maybe new. But it's not necessarily new. It's coming from a place, because the Queen of Pentacles is coming from a place of experience. You know what I mean? So that's what it is. Somebody probably doesn't know that you have as much experience as you do, okay? Because the Queen of Pentacles is extremely experienced, right? Coming from Sagittarius, which is like the information, the philosophy, you know, the foresight, all of that. You know what I mean? And then the Queen of Pentacles is Capricorn. So you take all of that, which you have learned, and you make it into something. So you're thinking about building something, because the Empress is here and the Queen of Pentacles is here, and it's associated with just like securing something, something being in a position, a place, an environment, and letting it grow there. Or maybe it's a business, maybe it's like opening up your own store or your own shop, right? It could be an online shop, right? It can, but it's that type of thing. It could be getting into like some sort of like industry, or whatever your industry is, but you're trying to capitalize on something with the Queen of Pentacles being here, I believe. And you're not telling anybody, or you're having, I don't know, your intuition is revealing to you that you have the creative potential to make something, or to build something, or to have a business, or to sell something, or to provide something for people, for sure. Yep. Right after the Queen of Pentacles, you get the 10 of Pentacles. I'm telling you, the Wheel of Fortune is here. You got a lot of, this is definitely your reading. I was told to do this reading next, and here we are at Sag, doing it. Just looking outside to see the sun, see like where it is, because it's getting later, but I know the sunset is later too. I think I'm gonna go see the sunset later. Anyway, speaking of sunsets, maybe you'll have like this great idea or this great epiphany around the sunset if some of you are like going and sitting around the sunset or something like that. But this is a wealth card, this is a health card, this is a business card. So it's saying that you're in a healthy position to do something, to begin something. It's very much like an Ace of Pentacles too, if you reduce it. It is being aware of what is possible, you know what I mean? So it's using your best judgment. It is making your best sort of like plan, you know? It is doing as good of a job as you possibly can do. This is saying you did your best with something, and you can do even better than your best was with the last thing that you did, with the next thing that you do. Yes. Because the Three of Swords, oh, sorry, what am I talking about? No. The Three of Wands is next. And this is talking about waiting for your ships to come in, honey. Look, after this, you get this. Waiting for your ships to come in, of course. Overcoming struggle, overcoming self-doubt. You know what I mean? Because this is about overcoming self-doubt, because that wand in the back is what you can't see, what you don't see, the self-doubt. You know, it is associated with the Empress here because she rules the threes. And right, the emotions are behind you, you know? That's how come, like, you see all of these material things in front, but then the water is behind, right? Because sometimes we put the material things first, right? with here being Taurus as well, right? And sometimes we don't believe that we can have more than we physically do, or we don't, you know, we just don't have that belief sometimes because we're not paying attention to something sometimes. And that's what the water is talking about too. And there you see that one back there too. So it's like, you know, you may not see something, or you're not paying attention to something, or you might just feel like, you know, the universe is always going to have a surprise for you, right? There's always going to be something that ends up being kind of miraculous, right? Or if you don't believe in that type of thing, such as miracles, then it's saying that there is always going to be something that you don't know that could work out for you or could benefit you, you know? Very much associated with yeah. Just trust that you have put what you need to put into it. Let the universe do what it needs to do. Work. Six of Swords. Moving on to better things. This is a transition. You know, transient energy. This is in the Venus position, you know. So you're better off moving on, or you're better off, you know, letting go of the old concept and forming a new one, or whatever that is. You know, this is associated with friendships. This is also, what is it? Goals. Right? So we're thinking of maybe short-term goals, right? This is some of you living a distance from the person that you are romantically involved with and making that work, you know? So the Six of Swords is definitely making compromises in order to move on, or in order to progress. Or, you know, this compromise comes as a way to keep things moving in a productive direction, you know? But the Six of Swords is also like, you know, maybe trying to give someone some sort of healthy bit of advice, you know, because you care, right? That type of thing. It definitely is associated with travel, though. So you could be going to see someone. Some of y'all could be going to see someone, a friend, maybe. You could be going on a trip to see a friend, or you could be going on a trip to see somebody that you're in a long-term relation, not long-term, that you're in a long-distance relationship with. Some of you could be transitioning out of one job into the next. Hold on. Okay. Yeah, you kind of have your sights set on something else, or sights set on new opportunities here with the Six of Swords. It's, you know, definitely. Pack light. Don't overpack. Seven of Cups. Right. That's it. Don't pack. Don't overpack. This Seven of Cups is associated with like options, but also kind of like not knowing which option to choose. And also it might make you feel as though you have no other choice, right? That type of thing. Or like, cause you know, sometimes it's a card of indulgences in a way. Beware not to overindulge, you know, take it easy. That was something that I was talking about at the very beginning of the reading, and it's here. with the Seven of Cups, like not drinking and driving, not letting other people drink and drive, or just not getting too drunk, you know, not getting too intoxicated, not having too much of whatever your vice is, child. This is also being aware of the things that are actually harmful to you. Even the relationships and the people, perhaps, or just how your feelings might be triggered in certain places, or with certain people, or with, emotional triggers. That's what this is connected to, and that's why it has so many things in the cups here, because it's like there's so many things that could be emotionally triggering to you. You know, and either this is a moment for you to step away from those things, okay, the things that are not good, or it's a moment for you to face your emotions head on, because this is definitely connected to that Four of Cups that's in the past position. So it's kind of like we've got to face these things so that we can kind of get over them, or not even just get over them, but to understand what they mean and what they're teaching us to understand about ourselves. You know, that's really what the Seven of Cups is. Seven of Cups is. That's really what the Seven of Cups is. Because, you know, life is hard. We feel a lot of things all at the same time. Sometimes our emotions can be playing tricks on us, you know? And the Seven of Cups is definitely not letting something that isn't worth it destroy you. You know? And it also asks you, what are you willing to sacrifice? You know? What are you willing to sacrifice? Because this is Venus being in her second house from Libra. Which second houses I have. But also, what am I willing to sacrifice? Because the Hierophant is Taurus. That's second house energy. And also, the High Priestess, that's the Roman numeral 2. I have. What am I willing to sacrifice? Am I willing to sacrifice my ego so that I can believe? Do I want to hold on to something because I don't think that anything else is possible for me? This is the thing, when we have relationships with people, especially if it was a long-term relationship, which this is connected to, you know, the Ten of Pentacles could be connected to that kind of energy too, right? You still hold some of that energy. You carry some of it with you because you have memories, you have associations and things like that. But you have to ask yourself, like, yeah, what am I willing to sacrifice to move on? Definitely don't sacrifice yourself with this Seven of Cups here. And I mean by not giving up, by not succumbing to the most destructive patterns that you might be capable, you know, capable of. The Knight of Rods is here, and this is definitely, you know, the energy that you started the reading with, which was fire, you know, and that is your energy. This is you as the Knight of Wands, which is great because you're moving on. You are healing, and it's talking about what you learn, how you have grown from the healing, because it is 1/3 Scorpio, so it is transforming, and it is, you know, the energy of like the phoenix, right? Here with this Knight of Rods, the phoenix rising. So there's a sense of achievement, right? Overcoming something of great difficulty. This is a very powerful night. One of the most powerful nights, actually. So this is like you really starting to rev up the engine, get the motor running, head out on the highway. Is it a road trip? But the Knight of Rods, yeah. You're turning those emotions and those feelings and those insecurities into something that you can use, into energy that you can use, because the insecurities and the emotions and just sitting and wallowing and ruminating in that isn't really going to get you anywhere, you know? And I'm not saying be optimistic, but I'm saying, you know, you've got to optimize the experience for yourself. How can I make this work for me? You gotta be a little bit crazy to even think like, this is working for me, but I hate this. No. You better get that power back with this Knight of Rods being 1/3 Scorpio. It is. And you're moving on, you're moving forward. You know. The Knight of Rods is kind of like somebody who has a lot of restlessness. You know? Yeah. I was gonna say it's time for you to get to do things, being more active, right? And you got the Eight of Pentacles at the very top, which is good, you know? That's like a great card to get. You know? I don't have all of the birthdays for this card, but I have a couple of them. September 3rd is one. Eight of Pentacles, Sun in Virgo. And this is bringing focus to the work, right? Ambitious, consistency, you know, just focusing on the work, the quality of the work, you know, the authenticity of the work, letting the work flow, your workflow. This is not doubting yourself. This is knowing that you know how to do it. Getting the job done. Encouragement. You know, maybe some of you guys have a lot of orders. Maybe some of you guys have a lot of clients coming back. Maybe some of you have, I don't know, more responsibility. But whatever it is, you're doing it and you're doing it well. And it's great that you started with the Ace of Rods, then you have the Wheel of Fortune, then we've got the Two of Wands, then we've got the Empress here, the Queen of Pentacles, 10 of Pentacles, 3 of Wands, 6 of Swords. You know, the 7 of Cups only came back to reflect what was with the 4 of Cups. So it's kind of like it's over, or something is behind us, but have we actually moved on, right? And it also wants us to be aware of our, you know, destructive choices. Be aware of our choices, right? Understanding that we do have choices, okay? And doing those things that are actually healthy for us, happy for us, making us feel positive. But if it's something that is negative, then seeing that, looking at it, right? Overcoming it. Knight of Rods just completely emphasizes, completely, you know, reiterates the fact that we have moved on from something, you know? Definitely a card of survival and how you feel after you have realized that you have survived something. And then we get to the Eight of Pentacles and we're back. We're back to work, you know? Yeah. It's saying tighten your grip. It's saying forge ahead. It's saying create quality work, whatever that is. And just being authentic, you know what I mean? It's like, this comes naturally to you. So you don't have to worry about, like, you know, messing anything up, you know? It's almost kind of like you were made for this. You know? Whatever it is. And it wants you to believe in yourself because the Ace of Rods is here and then the Eight of Pentacles here. Both of those connect to believing in yourself, right? It's all happening for you, Sagittarius. It is. I'm gonna go because I'm well over 30 minutes and I wanted it to be like 20 minutes. Hopefully we got what we needed to get out. I don't know. Oh, like, share, and subscribe. Follow me on Instagram. I'll put everything in the description box. Bye.